My beloved brothers and sisters, what if I told you that your stress, confusion, and constant overthinking are not because your life is too hard, but because your heart is too disconnected? What if the peace you are chasing through people, routines, and motivation has been waiting for you in just a few sincere moments each day? Most people wake up rushing, worrying, and reacting without ever grounding their soul. And then they wonder why life feels heavy. The truth is, a heart without daily connection to Allah slowly weakens, no matter how successful the outside looks. But reconnect it even briefly, and everything begins to change. Many people believe that fixing their life requires dramatic change, extreme discipline, or waiting for the perfect moment. But the truth is far simpler and far more merciful. Real transformation often begins with small, consistent actions, not overwhelming ones. Allah does not burden a soul beyond what it can bear, and He does not demand perfection from us. He asks for sincerity and consistency. A small deed done regularly can outweigh a large deed done once and abandoned. Look at how life itself works. A single drop of water seems insignificant, but when it falls consistently, it can shape stone. In the same way, small daily actions shape the heart. When a person tries to change everything at once, they burn out. They feel guilty, disappointed, and eventually give up. But when a person commits to something small, something manageable, the heart remains steady, hopeful, and connected. Even the most beloved deeds to Allah are not the longest or the hardest. They are the ones done consistently, even if they are small. This teaches us a powerful lesson. Allah values your effort, not the size of your action. A minute of sincere gratitude every morning can protect your heart from envy and complaint. A short moment of remembrance can calm anxiety that hours of distraction cannot fix. These small moments, repeated daily, quietly rebuild a person from the inside. Consistency also trains the soul. When you show up every day, even briefly, you are telling your heart that your relationship with Allah matters. You are teaching your soul discipline without harshness. Over time, these small actions begin to feel natural, then necessary, then beloved. What once felt like effort becomes comfort. What once felt small begins to feel powerful. Another blessing of small, consistent actions is that they protect you from despair. When life becomes heavy, it is easier to hold on to a simple routine than a long list of obligations. On your weakest days, you may not have the strength for much, but you can still manage a few sincere minutes. And those minutes can be enough to keep your heart alive, connected, and hopeful. Shaitan wants you to think that if you cannot do everything, you should do nothing. But Allah teaches us the opposite. Do what you can with sincerity and trust Him with the rest. Small actions done daily build a shield around your heart. They slowly clean what the world dirties, heal what pain breaks, and strengthen what fear weakens. Never underestimate what Allah can do with a small action done purely for His sake. A life does not change overnight, but it does change daily. And when you commit to small, consistent steps toward Allah, He runs toward you with mercy, guidance, and peace you never expected. A routine that is built around gratitude, forgiveness, the Quran, and dua is not just a set of actions, it is a way of training the heart to stay alive and connected. When a person begins their day with gratitude, they immediately shift their focus from what is missing to what has already been given. This simple habit protects the heart from constant complaint and comparison. Gratitude reminds you that even on difficult days, Allah has still surrounded you with blessings you did not earn and problems He has already protected you from. A grateful heart is calmer, more patient, and more content even when life is not perfect. Seeking forgiveness daily is just as important because we all carry mistakes we may not even be aware of. Sin does not always show itself loudly. Sometimes it quietly hardens the heart. When you ask Allah for forgiveness sincerely, you are not only cleaning your record, you are lightening your soul. Forgiveness removes the weight of guilt and regret that many people walk around with for years. It allows you to start each day fresh, knowing that Allah's mercy is greater than your failures. This practice builds humility and hope at the same time. The Quran then becomes the heart of this routine. Even a small portion, read with reflection, has the power to realign your thinking. The Quran speaks to the believer in every state, when you are happy, when you are lost, when you are tired, and when you are strong. It reminds you that this world is temporary and that your struggles are seen. When you allow the words of Allah to touch your heart daily, your reactions begin to change. You become slower to anger, quicker to forgive, and stronger in patience. The Quran is not just guidance, it is healing. Dua completes this routine by reminding you that you are never alone. When you raise your hands and speak to Allah, you acknowledge your weakness and His power. Dua builds a direct relationship with your Creator, one where you are honest, vulnerable, and hopeful. You learn to rely on Allah instead of carrying everything on your own shoulders. Over time, this reliance turns into trust, and that trust brings peace even before answers arrive. When these four elements come together daily, they reshape the heart. Gratitude softens it, forgiveness cleans it, the Quran guides it, and dua strengthens it. This routine does not remove all problems from life, but it changes how you face them. You become spiritually anchored, emotionally balanced, and more aware of your purpose. A heart connected to Allah can endure storms without breaking, and this daily routine is what builds that connection slowly, sincerely, and beautifully. Sending blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and renewing intention each day may seem like simple acts, but they carry deep spiritual weight. When a person consistently sends blessings upon the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, peace begins to settle in their life in unexpected ways. Worries feel lighter, the heart feels calmer, and the soul feels more connected. This is because sending blessings is not only a form of remembrance, it is an act that Allah Himself responds to with mercy. For every blessing you send, Allah sends many more upon you, and that divine attention transforms the inner state of a believer. This practice also softens the heart and increases love for the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. When love grows, imitation follows naturally. You become more conscious of your character, your speech, and your behavior. You begin to ask yourself whether your actions reflect the mercy, patience, and humility He embodied. In this way, sending blessings is not just a verbal act. It slowly shapes your conduct and strengthens your faith. Renewing intention each day is equally powerful. Many people go through life on autopilot, doing the same actions without thinking about why they are doing them. But intention gives meaning to effort. When you pause and remind yourself that your work, your studies, your responsibilities, and even your struggles are for the sake of Allah, everything changes. Ordinary actions become acts of worship. Hardship becomes purposeful. Fatigue becomes rewardable. A pure intention protects the heart from frustration. When you do something only for people, appreciation becomes your fuel, and disappointment becomes your punishment. But when you do something for Allah, peace becomes your companion, even if no one notices your effort. Intention frees you from the need for constant validation and teaches you to seek acceptance from the one who truly matters. Trust in Allah completes this transformation. After you have done what you can, you place your heart in Allah's care. This trust does not mean you stop trying. It means you stop worrying excessively. You understand that what is written for you will reach you, and what is not meant for you will never harm you by missing you. This belief brings a deep sense of calm that no worldly solution can provide. When sending blessings, renewing intention, and trusting Allah become daily habits, the heart becomes resilient. You learn to move through life with hope instead of fear, purpose instead of confusion, and peace instead of constant anxiety. These practices may take only moments each day, but their impact lasts a lifetime, shaping a believer who is grounded, sincere, and content with Allah's decree.